I want to say welcome to Humble Christian School. I am a third grade teacher for the school. This is my 12th year to teach here at Humble Christian School. I have been a teacher for private schools since 1985. I'll let you do the math. And I have been teaching third grade for 14 years. I want to talk to you today some about our curriculum and what your child is to expect, and give you some information that will help you with your child this year to succeed in third grade and to do a good job. Okay? The first thing that I want to start with is the information about what will be expected of your child when he first comes into my class. He will come in quietly, on time, 7:55, and put his backpack on his hook and get out all his things for the day. And we'll go over this the first week of school so he'll know what to do. And in that backpack, he will have books that I'm going to show you that's going to help him to study. He's going to have a binder that's going to help you to stay up with what's going on in our classroom. And he'll come in and he'll be able to begin his day without ever saying a word to anyone. Just get ready and go, because our time is very limited in third grade. We move very fast. There's no extra time, and we have to use every minute we have. So, and we go very fast. Your child will tell you we don't have time to do a lot of things that he probably would have in the younger years. Third grade begins a lot of hard work. They got their foundation in kindergarten through second grade, and now this is their first. I call it their first real year of school, as school will go and progress through the years. Third grade is the year that they're going to learn how to study independently on their own, and they will probably need some help at home with their studying. Let me go ahead and introduce you to the curriculum. We have 3 different curriculums in third grade. We teach Shirley English, and then we have Abeka. And in Abeka, we teach the spelling, math, health, science, history, and penmanship. And then we have Bob Jones. And in Bob Jones, we have a wonderful Bible curriculum and reading curriculum. So, and we take a little bit of the Abeka novels to read as book reports. So they'll enjoy that. So I want to go down with the curriculum first and just go ahead and show you the curriculum so you'll see what your child will be studying in third grade. First of all, as you know, we do Shirley English, and Shirley English kind of repeats itself at the beginning of the school year. We do have the hardback Shirley textbook. They will not be bringing this home. It's an expensive text, and we don't want them getting spilling juice and yogurt and other things on it. So what I do is I make a book for them to help you, and this is their Shirley book. By October, they will know all 8 parts of speech. They will be classifying sentences through question-answer flow. They will be learning skills such as capital rules, subject-verb agreements, and lots of good stuff. You're going to be amazed at how much stuff that they do in English through Shirley. I have found an old Shirley parent handbook, and I copy that for you because it's a great tool in helping you understand Shirley, because Shirley's a real oral type language, and so I have copied. This is their green book, and it also has help things for them. And they will put their work in this book, and they'll bring this back and forth to school every day because they need to go over jingles and memory work that will help them to be successful in Shirley. Everything they learn in Shirley, they need to know throughout the year. It's not something they learn and then it's over with. So when they have memory work, you need to make sure that they memorize those things. I tell my children that anything you learn in English and math, you have to know till the day you die. So they have to keep going over these things nightly just for a little bit of review. And that will help them to stay on top of their memory, not forget it from time to time. So that's why I've made this green book for them. That's their Shirley help book. Okay? And they will have work text pages and stuff that they'll bring home and you'll be able to see. The next thing will be, I'm going to tell you about the Bob Jones, because we go to our wonderful Bible curriculum. It's a wonderful curriculum. It is 10 units. And every week they will have a memory verse to memorize. Now, for your help, we've given them a binder, and it's going to have all kind of helps. I'll show you that in just a minute. But they will memorize a memory verse every week, and we have that in their binder. It's already typed out, and for that week, we will slip in on the other side the memory verse already written out for you. Okay? So they'll have that all week. And I suggest that you go from comma to comma. One night do that phrase and then add another phrase the next night. And then they're not memorizing the whole verse or two verses Thursday night before Friday. And they have to memorize it. There's no other way. And it's the King James Version. And we'll work over it. Sometimes we don't have time in class, so that's something they'll need to review a little bit every night. Then we have the test. The units have 4 weeks, so we'll have a test every fourth week, and I'll send home a review, a real small review that's a few questions about the units we've gone over for the 4 weeks, and they'll have and it'll be a review for the test, and they'll get a grade on that. So that's the two things they're graded in Bible, is their memory verse and that review test. Okay, we do not grade the worksheets, but we work with it, so make sure they get the information. There is a work text that goes with the Bible, but we like to go over that with it. It has real good information. I don't like for them to do it all by themselves. I want to make sure they get it and they understand it and they get it right. So I go over it with them. And then next year when they are graded, they're going to know how to work those things. Then with the reading, they read orally. I give them an oral grade. I don't give them one every week. Basically, a child's pretty much reading where he is every time. They've redone the curriculum this year. They've rewritten, but most of it's the same stories. They've just handled the work text differently, and I love it. It's going to be great. So I think they're going to learn a lot with that work text. I'm getting real excited about that. And we tear those pages out too, and you'll see those come home in a folder also. Then, let's see, that takes care of Bob Jones. We're going to go to Rebecca, and there's where a lot of the curriculum is there. First we have spelling, and also in spelling, in their binder, they're going to have, in the back of their speller, they have poems that they have to memorize. They give them several months, or a month. It's according to how hard the poem is. And it'll have the due date on it. They'll have a little sheet, and it'll have the title of the poem and when it's due. And we'll go over it, and just keep checking that. And then we're going to have a copy of the poem, just like we do the memory verse on the back. if they can go through it. Plus, they'll have their little spelling book also. I like for them to leave their spelling book here because they're so bad about losing those spelling book because they're so small. So we'll give them even their words in there to write, because they have to write their spelling words 2 times each night. Most of the spelling, though, in this book is not phonics. It's memory work, so they're going to have to study and pay attention to their spelling words when they write it. So it is your job to check their spelling list and make sure they've copied those words correctly. Because if they're practicing copying the words wrong, they're going to spell them wrong. I do tell my children this is the only subject that they get a second chance. We do a pre-test on Thursday. And then if you make 100, you don't have to write the words or the list. You get a break that night. But if you don't make 100, then you get a second chance. You get a second chance to make a better grade, and that's the idea, to make a better grade. Not to settle for what you have, but to make a better grade. And so you can practice what you missed, and then you know what you need to look at and what your child. So pay attention to that. I take the time on Thursday. You should see me grading that test so you can get it back on Thursday evening. It's not an easy task. So I expect you to take advantage of that and to show the children what they missed and go over it and see how well they do. Because it's not like second grade. Second grade spelling list had groups of phonics things, so it was real easy for them. This spelling is not. And they have vocabulary, and you have to write it just like the vocabulary definition is. It has to be word for word and spelled correctly. Also, they have for spelling homework, they have to write their words 2 times. And on Tuesday night, they have to write it in ABC order. That helps them with with dictionaries, how to look up words and in their glossary, and to get more familiar with the words and see what letters go where. So they will be doing that on Tuesday night. I only have them write that one time. And then on Wednesday night, they do it 2 times, and they should be able to do it real quick by then, even though it's church night. It wouldn't take long. And then Thursday, if they don't make 100, they'll write their missed words 6 times and their spelling list twice. So they'll do good on Friday, because most of it's memory work, and they'll have to work on that. Also, in Abeka, we have the math, beautiful math book. I love this math. They have to learn all of their multiplication tables this year and division. They have to learn it backwards, forward and backwards. And it goes fairly fast, so they have to stay on top of it, and they will have to do work at home. But we give them tools to do that. And in that, saying that, I will give them a yellow folder to go with their math. And it's the supplement in the back of their math book. It has all kind of information. It'll have the multiplication tables in the front. It'll have the measurements that they have to memorize to convert measurements. That's a big part of the math curriculum this year. And here's all the information, a little glossary. And then we have supplement. I have a supplement in the back of the book that I've tore out and I've put in here for your child to practice. And they can, if they're struggling with problems, you have the tool to help them to practice at home. And if they use this and they learn a new concept, they can take it home and practice it and do very well. And every day in the workbook, we do a new concept, and then they will review the one they learned the day before. They always do review every day. I love the Abeka math, okay? And so story problems, anything they need. And then if this is if your child, it's a tutoring tool, use it. I'll stay up here during the summer putting that together. I expect you to use this stuff. Okay, and then uh, the other Becca tool is penmanship. We will penmanship. Most children have learned their penmanship up through second grade. We don't have a lot of time with penmanship, but we will go over all of the letters, capital letters and the lowercase letters, and then we will use the penmanship book, which in that penmanship book is work that will correlate with science and history. And also, my favorite subject, spiritual character. So I love the Becca penmanship book. So in the penmanship book, it will start off teaching your children about the animals in the science book, because that's our first study. We do science the first semester, and we make a notebook in science. And in science, we learn to classify animals. We will go over the senses and other things, but we will use this penmanship book up to lesson 90 to make a notebook, a science notebook, and it's a beautiful notebook. I'm going to teach your children how to be organized, how to keep things together, how to classify animals. You'll be surprised how many people children think a squirrel is a bird. It just amazes me. So we're going to learn all about this, the characteristics of science, but they do have to keep up with their work and make sure the work's done and ready, and then we will put it all together, and it makes a beautiful notebook at the end of science that they'll be graded on. It's 2 grades. It's real important that they get their work done, and it will turn out like this. That's why your little binder, and they're going to be so proud of it. They don't understand it at the beginning, but when they start putting it together, and through the 14 years of teaching 3rd grade, I've learned how to keep everything together without losing everything and having to copy papers and all that. They've learned to be organized. So, and this is a wonderful tool, and they're real proud of it at the end of the day. And I'm proud of that they've got it done. And it just seems like I worry about it and stress about it, and then about a week or so, and they could put it all together, and it's done. So, and then they see it, they're real proud of themselves, and I'm proud for them. So that's science, penmanship. So we're learning how to write better. We're learning how to get organized. We're learning about animals. And then the second semester, we go into history and health. And in history, the penmanship book is connected with history. And it will go over the beginning of the Constitution and those things. And they'll rewrite that and copy that, and we'll make a little notebook out of it. Real cute little notebook. And then they will be doing their character notebook plus a state notebook together. And the character notebook has all the characters of honesty and all the virtues that they'll put together. And they'll make a notebook out of that. And they'll learn the states and the state birds and the trees. And so I love the penmanship book. It just lines everything up. We have health. It teaches them parts of their body and their different systems. And in manners, teaches them manners. How many remembers manners? We don't talk about that very much anymore with children. And they're going to be learning about manners and safety in their health book. And so history and health are the second semester. We do it that way because they can move. They've learned science and how they're already getting to where they're advancing, and they can work a little faster, and they understand how to do work. So it's really, you can see the children growing, and it's wonderful. Then, let's see, what else have I not covered? I think that takes care of the curriculum. Now we got to get through everyday things to get through that the children need to know, and you need to know about how to keep up with everything that's going on as a parent. First of all, make sure they're here on time. Make sure they're here. Don't let them stay home because they feel bad. Teach them how to be tough. And they have to come. They can't. You have to be at school. Do you realize every week those children are missing 32 hours of instruction? Every day's 8, and they have to make it up, and they don't have very long to make it up. And I do not have time to go back and reteach. You're going to have to teach them that. So I hope you're good teachers. Your child misses a lot. Also, your child can come to school sometimes when they have a cold or an allergy, but they're not comfortable and they don't feel good. So because of the new laws and stuff that they passed, we have what we call the authorization and permission for administration of medicine. School has to be very careful. And you know your child, and you know if they have little stomach issues, they have headaches, or if they have allergies. You need to provide the school, go ahead and go purchase some medication, put a note on it, put it in a baggie for the nurse, and then there's a form that you must fill out with instructions that tells you everything. It'll be in your packet whenever you get your things, and make sure that you've done that for your child. And let me know if there's anything I need to know about, any allergies or things that I can watch for. Last year, I had a lot of allergies with the kids, and it's very disruptive in class. And these little children were so miserable, and they needed some help. And if Mom remembered to give them a little bit of their medication or something, or they brought some to school, it made them more comfortable through their day. So do that for your child. Don't let him just stay home. Let him come. There's things over the counter that children can take and be more comfortable in school and make the day, and they don't need to miss school, So make sure they come every day if you can. In our grading system here, we have 60-40. In Bible, everything's 100%. The test and the memory verses count the same. In all the other classes, it's 60-40. Okay? So make sure that they study for their test. A lot of the tests, they'll get a review. If the child gets a review, he should make a good grade. Well, how will I know if he has a review? Well, you're going to know, because I am going to send home for you a homework page, Monday through Friday. I'm not going to make him write it, because some children have issues with copying, and there's not time for me to check all of that if it's done. So we have to, because of time, we do a lot of things that we wish they could do on their own, and we can't. But so we go ahead and improvise and go ahead and type the thing. So, and it's real easy to follow. The subjects here, you look under Monday and you go down and you see what they need to do. And if it says review, make sure they review. You don't have to stay 30 minutes or an hour on it. Just go over it with them, make sure they do it, because that's what's going to help them remember from day to day. Okay? And then you sign it at the bottom of the page. And when you sign that, that doesn't mean you sign it on the steering wheel out in the parking lot. That means that you've gone over your child's work, and you've signed it, and you've seen that it's in their folder, their binder that they're going to get that says homework, and that's where it goes. And if you sign that, what are you teaching your children if you're not following the directions either? So make sure you do that. Then on the other side, character counts, because we're learning about character in this class. So character counts. So I'm going to tell you, keep you posted on what they're doing. I'm not going to give them an excellent if they went past their warning and they weren't excellent. Even though they're cute, I'm not going to do it. They have to learn self-control. And God wouldn't have put that as one of the fruits of the Spirit if he didn't think we could handle it. But with God's help, we can have self-control, patience, and love. I promise you. Makes for a joyful life, doesn't it? and be faithful. Okay? The If you will follow that binder, sign it every night. That tells me you're on top of what this child's doing. If you miss every once in a while, I'm not going to give him a hard time, you know, because I know we all lead busy lives. But if it's on a regular basis, so I looked at it and I said, well, if you looked at it, I don't know that. You need to sign it for me because I keep that paper to show that you're keeping up with your child's work because he needs that. And that brings me to the poster I have behind my back. And it's for the first thing we've learned in Shirley is how to be organized, and I've given you the tools to do that. But a child, when he goes home, I have no control there. You have that control. And you must help your child learn how to study. Give him a place to study and show him that he has to do. Maybe go home, take a snack, and play a little bit, but make sure that he has enough time to do that. Studying, because studying from now on is going to be what he needs to do to grow in school and academically. So you need to start instilling that at home. Important study time, okay? The next thing is discipline in class. I expect them to look, listen, and learn. That's my motto. You have to be looking at me, listening, and that's how you're going to learn. If you're playing with something or you're playing in your desk or you're doing something, you're not listening. And we'll try to change from different things so they are not always having to just sit there, because I know these little blue chairs get hard after a while and they need to stand up and do things. And we do go to different subjects. They'll go to Spanish, music, computer, art, and PE. And in third grade, we do have all those things, but one semester is Spanish and the second semester is computer. So, let me see if there's anything else I need to tell you about that's real important. This binder, everything's going to be put in this binder. You'll have little tabs here of their test. Their test will be sent home hopefully weekly. Sometimes it might be a day or so different because we have to grade it and get it back in your binder. Homework should be put under the homework section so I can look for it quickly. And homework is also, if they don't get their homework done or bring their things to school, that's part of having it together and being ready to study. So make sure that they have everything. We'll give them a chance, 3 chances, and then we'll have to, from there, I'll be writing a note, any checks and things, and everything should go fairly well this year if they're on top of stuff. And they do with the binders, they follow up with the binders. Don't forget lunch menus. The Cougar Corner will tell you a lot of information you need to know. And all you have to do is write me a note on your book. I'm looking forward for your children to be here. And if you have any questions, you can just ask me, and I'll be more than happy to help you in any subject or anything.